Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshulagulitam Jema Tasmai Sri Gavi Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapakadantikam Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Our obeisances to the members of the High Table and all the devotees present. We are very happy to see the progress of our young generation. It is wonderful to see that our devotees are making progress materially and also spiritually. It is necessary. It is necessary. For majority of people, material things will help us to go into spirituality. Majority of people will not take directly to spiritual life. We need some facilitation. In some other part of the world, if you have a torn cloth and you have no shoe at the feet and you are very skinny, and you'll be honored. We have a full respect because they understand the value of spiritual life. The one has to sacrifice material things to get spiritual things. In majority of other places in the world, the opposite is the case. We want to see that you have mystic power. We want to see the quality of the dress you put on. We want to see your car. We want to see your house. Then it will be a good preaching that if I join this movement, I'll be like this. Because nobody wants to be a poor person. Nobody recognizes a poor person. Everybody recognizes somebody who is materially well-to-do. So, of course, it is true that spirituality does not deny material facilities. For example, we have body, which is material. So we need the body, we also need facilities to keep this body to do spiritual things. So both of them are required and are necessary. So today we are seeing His Grace Jayadvaita Prabhu is having a charity foundation, which is the activity of Krishna consciousness, to help people who are materially impoverished and also spiritually impoverished. Materially speaking, people who give charity, they give something which they don't have a use for. Our old clothes, our old property, that is what we give to beggars. But spiritual charity is different. Like the Food for Life, which the International Society for Krishna Consciousness does, established by His Divine Grace, HG Bhakti Swami Prabhupada. It is beyond the body. It is a spiritual food which we are familiar with, Holy Communion, the Holy Communion. Sanctified food. Sanctified food is not meant for only poor people. It is meant for everyone, because in the real sense of the word destitute, the real sense of the word destitute means one who has no spiritual health. Not the person who is materially poor, but the person who is spiritually very poor is a destitute. So our program of Food for Life is to help everyone become spiritually healthy. And when we are spiritually healthy, we also be materially healthy. Because the shadow follows the object. The object does not follow the shadow. The shadow follows the object because the shadow depends on the object. All material things depend on spiritual substance. Like our body. The moment the soul is out of this body, our wonderful body has no value. Mr. President is lying here. If you kick the face, no protest. But you can't do that when the soul is in the body. It can be done only when the soul is out of the body. So the most important thing in the body and also in the whole universe, what is maintaining the whole universe, like the cell phone, for example, that is cell phone. The cell phone can be very expensive and with so many wonderful facilities. But what is the most important thing in the cell phone? The quality of the phone? The wonderful functions? What's the most important thing? The SIM card. Yes, the SIM card which you have the connection. So if you remove the cell phone from the phone, it could be billions. It has no value. The same way, the cell phone in this body, the SIM card in this body which we carry is what? It's the spirit soul, not the soul. The spirit soul. Because the soul is material. So Prabhupada made it spirit soul. There are so many people who do not understand that the soul is spirit by nature. Majority of people don't understand that. So Prabhupada made it very simple, that the soul is spiritual by nature. So the moment the soul leaves this body, the body, Mrs. Beauty, Mr. President, or whatever it may be, it has no value. It is valueless. So the most important thing in this body, or also that which is maintaining the universe, is the spirit soul and the supreme spirit soul. So our activities and our philosophy is to help facilitate the most important thing in this body, which is the spirit soul, and that majority of people does not know. Today people don't know what is the purpose of life. And we are doing the same thing. All species of life do the same thing. Basic activity which every species of life does in this material world. It is there in all species. We eat, we sleep, we defend, and we mate. Animal does the same thing, even better than human beings. So what makes the human form of life more important is the spirit soul and the intelligence which goes with this human body. So if a human being does not utilize the facilities given for this body for spiritual activity, then we have lived a life in vain, even maybe materially successful. But we are considered a failure if the purpose of human life is not achieved. You may struggle to be a very famous and powerful person in all respect. The moment you leave the body, it's always your name that remains there. Everything is gone. It's finished. Who remembers? Maybe children in school will read about there was Mr. and Mrs. such and such person 100 years ago. But what is the value of that person in our present life? No value. But one who became fortunate to venture into spiritual life, Christian consciousness, and perfect our life, we will become the most famous person, and our fame remains eternally. Therefore, it is very, very important for everyone to seek for the most important thing that this body has been given to us for, which is Christian consciousness of pure love of Godhead. So His grace Jayadvaita Prabhu has very nicely take up the challenge of being a responsible child of the Hare Krishna movement. That many people, you get money, you can use it to do whatever you like. But to try to do something for human beings, to help people, to elevate people's consciousness is the most important thing and the best philanthropic activities in the world. So we are very happy to see this, and we are expecting that all of us should look into this and do the same thing. We want to see that our children are coming up materially and spiritually and help to expand Christian consciousness in the whole world, particularly to this environment. This is the first time I've been in Lagos for many years, but this is the first time I'm coming to this area. And why I've come here is because a devotee has come here. So we want devotee to spread all over so that we can visit everywhere and encourage people to take to Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj ki. Any comment or question?
Yeah, there is.
When there is a statement, there is provision for comments or questions. You cannot do correction here. What did I say?
You cannot do correction.
Or you can make comments and ask questions. So if anybody has a question or you have a comment to make, please indicate by raising your hands and I'll give you the microphone. You have something to ask or comment? Madam? You are comfortable. Very good. Anybody has comment or you want to ask questions, either from what Maharaj has spoken or out of your own curiosity? Save me the embarrassment, raise your hand. No hands raised. Does it mean you understand everything? Or someone will say, come on, G. You do naji kada kada, and naji koi.
Prabhu?
Yes. Yeah.
Sit. Okay. Okay.
He said we should perform philanthropic activities. You find also, I want you to enlighten us on this aspect. Some people, there are some organizations, they also do charity. They kill animals. They ask people to come and eat. It's charity. But our home, we don't kill, and we also call it charity. So I want you to explain to us the significance and the disadvantage of these two aspects.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. There are different levels of doing things, and everything that we do has qualities. So, to do, we mentioned before that majority of people will do charity by giving our useless items. That's what we give to people, as the beggars are giving the useless things, our old, worn out property. So we give it as charity. There are very few people who will give charity on a very high level. buying car directly from the showroom and donate to a girlfriend or a parent or a good friend or a business partner who has given us a lot of business. We can give such a donation as a charity to the person. The superior form of charity, as I mentioned before, that the food which we give to people does not contain sin. Animals, they have life. Anything that has no life cannot move. Like this, it doesn't have life, so it doesn't move until a live soul had to move it. All the plants, all the animals, all the reptiles, varieties, 8,400,000 species of human beings, of life. They all have life. And according to universal law, every specific entity has a duration for existence. So a human being, we have 100 years to live. There are some entities, their 100 years is just 24 hours. They're born in the night, before the day they have already produced and have left. So varieties of entities are like that. And all of them have the soul. Animals, they have the soul. So if I'm going to do charity by destroying other souls, to give charity for other souls, it's not correct. Because why should I live at the expense of other people's life? It doesn't make sense. So the charity which we give, like our food, we were mentioning before that it is not only for the body, it is also for the soul, because it is a sanctified food. It cures the disease of the heart, and it cures also the disease of material existence. So it is different from the charity of giving food, with the meat, with the untouchable things. They're different. So there are different levels of charity. The charity which is on the pure level, without killing any other entities. Only for Christmas just passed now, can you count how many lives were destroyed just for one day? How many chickens were killed on 25th December and on the 1st January? You know how many lives are going to go? Billions of living entities are going to go for someone else's gratification. That is not correct. These things are done in ignorance because you don't understand that there is lives in all these species of life. That is why we can do like that. Because we have the knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is very, very old scripture. More than 5,000 years scripture. We get the knowledge from Bhagavad Gita that there is life and we should not kill any entity because all has a duration of life. And we should not interfere with nature's arrangement. Presently, our civilization, our advancement to material education is what? Is to go against the natural laws. We are trying to change what God has done. God does not make mistake. It is we who make mistake, not God. So He has done everything perfectly according to the result of our activities we have performed. That is why you see someone is very rich, someone is very poor, someone is very intelligent, someone is very, very dull, someone is very short, someone is very black, someone is white. All these varieties, they are according to our activities. Our activities produce the result, produce the present situation which we are having now. And the next life we're going to live, it is as the result of the present activities we're doing now. So without this knowledge, people are going to continue to destroy so many lives. And instead of doing charity, we are implicating our own selves. So we should do a holistic activity, which Hare movement is doing. Our food does not contain untouchable things like meat, fish, eggs, doesn't contain that. Therefore, it is holy food. It's holy communion. That is the difference. You shouldn't kill other entities for someone else's palate. It's not civilization. It's not religious. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, and thank you, Prabhupada, for that very enlightening question. Somebody else has something to ask? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Pay obeisance to you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to be here today for some time. When I come in contact with the ISKCON, brother, let me use common Joseph. I knew his name as Joseph.
Yes.
He's one of the people that encouraged me in ISKCON when I first joined. I'm from a Christian background. Even up to now, I'm working under a church organization which is known as Teenagers Fellowship for Elderly People, helping the elderly people because they were at the tail of their life, so that all sinful activity that they have done, they can go back to Krishna consciousness. That is where I work now. So I was so happy that Brother Joseph, what he is doing now, it made me too happy, because many lecturers in ISKCON, they believe that you should not have money. When you have money, you are living in just a karma yoga, or you are becoming something like that. But now, what I saw here, my prayer now is that it will continue to move, to be progressive, so that the resources, money, and everything that you will be seeing, it be using to further the spreading of Krishna consciousness. My question now is that
Thank you for the prayer.
some people that I preached to about ISKCON, they say, we cannot join, you cannot follow to temple. Those poor people, they cannot enjoy life, they want Tata clothes, they do this on this one. So nobody listens. They even persuade me not to even join ISKCON. I say, well, what I believe, you cannot erode it from me. Maharaj, can ISKCON people be encouraged to become rich so that they will use the money or the resources for the spreading, doing more charity, helping the poor people spiritually, not physical? How can ISKCON to encourage other devotees of 30 years, 40 years that are living very poor? I've read many ISKCON books. There's no place where it's written there that because you believe in a Christian consciousness, you have to live a poor life. How can we change this perfection, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you for that question.
Poverty is karma. Poverty is not God consciousness, it is karma. Everybody knows that God is not a poor man, so how can his followers be very poor? It is karma. So it is a wrong understanding to say or to feel like that if you are a devotee, you should not have money. It is wrong. Like you said, no way in our scriptures say like that. In the Hare movement, we have many millionaires and billionaires. Many. If there is no money, how will you build a house like this? This is money. Look at all ISKCON projects around the world. And you see our temples? But maybe in West Africa, I have not seen the Hare Krishna temple. You go outside and see Hare Krishna temple. It is mansion, heavy, heavy. We say cathedral, heavy. All over, you go and see. The most expensive house in the world, the most expensive house in the world is where? It's Hare Krishna temple in Mayapur. Around the world, you cannot find any house which is expensive at that and the most beautiful. The temple of Vedic planetarium. So it is money. And the founder of this movement, Srila Prabhupada, said, ISKCON means money. What is it? ISKCON means money. So it is a society of wealth, not a society of poverty. Right? That's why we mentioned before that we want to see many devotees like this in many other places. All right? Yes, I finished.
Thank you very much. We want to concentrate at this point the question and comment section so that we can move on. Maharaj also have some of the equipment that will interpret, but it's around. And in our itinerary, we came up to lecture from Maharaj. We'll continue with presentation from